definitely want to still get placements for other people, even if the record didn't have to do with me. You know what I mean? If I could, if I could get some rappers in the States on my shit, like, fuck it, But at the same time, it's I like now because it's I'm running a brand and I try to be super meticulous about everything. Sometimes I just make beats to relax. And sometimes I just make beats because I hear a fire sample and I just want to flip it. And then from there, it's like, all right, this is actually something I can hear myself on, then I'll go that route. But, sometimes I'll sit on my beats for like months and I'll be like, I didn't want to rap on it, when I first made it, but then I'll come back to it, because being a producer and being a rapper is using a different part of the brain. Same with engineering. It's just like, you're switching mindsets. You know what I mean? It's not exactly the same state of mind all the time. So
where does the engineering mind come into play? Because there's like 3 minds you got going on here. That's how I would see it. You know what I mean? Like if I was all 3, like I would be hearing things in a different way. So I'm imagining. I know we talked briefly yesterday too, just to catch up before the show today, and you mentioned to me that the engineering side's not. You're not as much involved with that right now. You'd rather give it to somebody who's doing full engineering full time. But I mean, you do have a degree in it, so. Is there stuff that you do like before you send records out to get mixed down, like certain things that obviously you've learned in school, or like how's your process with like mixing records or pre-mixing records before they go to a full-time engineer? Like, what's your stance, I guess, on all that?
Yeah, I mean, I got my friend right here, so we just I just record at home, most of the time. Like I like going to the stew. So when there's time to go to the stew, I'll go to the stew. But most of the time, I'm right here. I'm recording right here, and I'm doing a light mix and I'm sending it out. So, that means usually I'll throw a compressor on it, throw a nice like little EQ curve. Nothing too detailed or special. Maybe a little reverb and delay. Some extra effects just for the vibe, but then I'll have that, and that'll be the reference for the actual engineer, because I'm not really trying to do all like if I'm doing a record, even if I produced and wrote the record, like I want to give it away to somebody else to mix it, because I mean that's just me. Some other people, they might want to be in control of everything, but I like to separate myself from it and get another pair of ears on it.
Got it.
Because sometimes it just gets too personal,
No, makes sense. A lot of people just came into the chat and these different streaming platforms that we're on. So I just want to let everybody know who I am. I'm Mike Trampe, the community director at BeatStars. I'm hosting Saturday sessions today. I'm here with the one and only MIYACHI. Brooklyn, New York in the house. My man is signed to Sony Japan. If you missed this, guys, he's a bilingual rapper, raps in Japanese and English. He's a producer. He's got a degree in audio engineering. This guy does it all. He's a triple threat. So yeah, let's take it to your DAW, man. Let's hop into Ableton. Let's take a look at maybe a track that you've recently produced on the production side of things, and then we'll get into some other tracks that you've actually rapped on and show some of that off. But I'm sure we're going to get some questions too. If you guys are in the Twitch chat, we're going to take some questions. So guys, feel free to ask any questions. This is a very unique experience in my opinion, so ask away. Please don't be shy. Yes, that is a green screen. This is not my studio behind me. Question number 1, done. What's going on, everybody? I know, right? It's funny.
All right, we here. You see this?
Yep.
Hold up.
You got a rapper folder and a producer folder. How many people in the chat have one of those or 2 of those?
You gotta keep organizing. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah, let's let them see what some people who were in here in the beginning got to hear some tracks. They heard you rapping in 2 languages, but I don't think obviously that was Bad and Bougie, which is obviously not your beat. But I'm sure they want to hear some of the beats you've made and kind of how you put them together in Ableton.
Yeah, sure. This is a beat. It's got no vocals. You want me to, should I Bumpington?
Yeah, play it, man. Let's hear it.
Good on the audio.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
That's dope.
That's dope, man. So with a track like that, man, that's a vibe for sure. You know, it was something like this when you get done making it, and you might have already touched on it a little bit, but like, what's your thought process with something like this? You know, using this track specifically, is it something you think you're going to get on yourself, or you have an artist in mind, or you just kind of holding on to it for the minute and just kind of seeing, you know, what makes sense in the near future? Like, kind of, what's your approach?
I'm kind of holding on to it right now. I really don't know. I haven't decided if I want to rap on it yet. But I fuck with the vibe. Shouts to this dude, Vinny up in Canada, that sent me the main melody, and then I kind of took it from there. But yeah, that shit definitely feels like a vibe. So if not me, I'm trying to get it to somebody.
Word. That's dope,
Yeah.
man. So do you have anything in your arsenal right now that you could play that you made the beat and you rapped on?
That I made the beat and I rapped on?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch, but anything that sticks out to you, anything new or anything you want to play? Because I'm sure people.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna. I mean, like, Wakarimasen. You know, that's self-produced. I just came out with a video for this song called Vamos. I sent you the video for that too. That was on that post. That was self-produced. I could probably the thing with pulling up the project file is it would be like,
yeah. So let's save the video, man. We'll play the video in a little bit with the actual video of that track instead of doing
because
it
this shit's
that way.
gonna start cracking and
Yeah. This Zoom is not made for, you know, sharing audio like this, so totally.
Right.
But no, yeah. If you want to pull up another track though, man, and Ableton, see, and maybe something a little bit, you know, a little bit different if you want. I know you got various styles, man. So
yeah, man. I mean, I like, cause I'm the type of dude, you know, if you see behind me, like I like that Stone's Throw, like J Dilla Madlib shit. So I feel like that was the first shit I fell in love with, beats wise. But you know, I'm also trying to make, you know, keep up with mainstream sound and keep up with like today's wave. So
hell yeah.
You know, this might be something that's a little more old school. I showed this to you yesterday.
Yeah, please, let's see it again.
Hold up.
Guys, anybody in the chat's got any questions for MIYACHI, please, you know, in Twitch, please ask away. Any production questions, any rapping questions, or anything you think I've missed so far, or engineering questions.
kind of hear J Tech on this.
Oh yeah, I could hear him on this joint. Hell
So,
yeah, man.
but yeah, you know, just like a lot of producers are gonna see, I'm not doing anything too complicated. The setup is pretty simple, but you know, just searching for those vibes, man.
Hell yeah, man. Let's see what the chat's saying. Any yes beats? When will they listen? Yeah, we're not doing beat reviews on this show, my man. So check the schedule at beatstars.world and hit the BeatStars live tab. There's a schedule with all the shows where they do playlisting and beat reviews and stuff. This is Saturday session. We are highlighting the one and only MIYACHI. Cool. Well, who else? I like this vibe. I'd like to know what you do for promo. So, I mean, I can kind of answer that a little bit. Like I said, when I met MIYACHI years ago, 4.5 years ago, we were just his basic Facebook, Instagram ads, I believe. Might have just been only Facebook ads.
Yeah.
But since then, since he's, signed to Sony Japan and he's kind of been really working with the Creative Alpha team as well, and Alex and them, he could speak more on what so what are you guys doing for promo? I'm assuming Sony Japan handles a lot of like the overseas stuff, but for the American markets, what are you doing? I guess to get your stuff out there. You guys still using ads and stuff or contests or what are you doing?
I mean, the old like YouTube ad, IG ad thing, never hurts. I try to come up with dope ideas that are like just like creative to kind of draw people in, so I try to let the content speak for itself. For example, my newest video, like
which was incredible, by the way.
Thank you. I'm dressing up as a salary man, a Japanese salary man, and I'm kind of like role playing the life of a salary man. So for a lot of Japanese people, like, it's a little controversial for a rapper to like kind of comment on that. So it's nice to have something that's a little like turn heads, have something that's a little clickbait.
How is that perceived, Ben? Like you said, it's a little bit of clickbait and it turns heads, but I mean, overall, how do you feel like it was, perceived by, people in Japan?
I'm mostly getting positive reviews, to be honest. I thought I was going to get a lot more heat, but I think people recognize that I tried to do it with, integrity, artistic integrity. So it's mostly been good, but I've been, that's the thing. Like a lot of my videos, I'll try to have something that's either humorous or something that like makes you, something has a little bit of a clickbait quality, and that's
you have to nowadays, man. Yeah. As long as you do it with some type of integrity and there's a point behind it, you're not just doing something crazy just to get like likes and clicks. Right. As long as your message has integrity, which they do, it's a great way of marketing your material. I mean, because at the end of the day, you are competing with millions of other artists and producers and creatives and videos and content, and you got to cut through. So no, I hear you on that 100%, man.
Thanks.
Hell yeah, man. But yeah, like I would love to hear another beat personally. I know the chat was really, really digging that one. You got something else maybe a little bit different style wise, or something that you just, or maybe just something you want to highlight, man. It's totally your call. I definitely want to hear maybe another beat. And I think then we can jump kind of back into the rapping side. I actually downloaded your video just because there was some like latency and like delay with the YouTube stream when we did Bad and Boozy, because YouTube Zoom is just not. So I just actually ripped the full video real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, pick another beat. Let's listen to something else.
Give me one. Let me find something good.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Beats, have a good one, man. Thanks for rocking out with us. MIYACHI is the truth. Shout out to you, technology. Cool, man. Yo, shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you for rocking out with us today. It's much appreciated. If you guys are on, YouTube or Facebook or any other platform, head on over to Twitch. Just search BeatStars, or you can just go to beatstars.live. Not that I don't have love for these other streaming platforms, but the Twitch chat's always popping. It's always good conversation in here. We just created some emotes or whatever the hell they're called. I don't even know what they're called. They're these little like graphic things, like little logos.
All right.
You got something?
I believe so.
We got the third beat from Miyachi in the house. Nah, turn down the master just a little bit. Just clipping a tad. That's better. That's better. I like that one, bro. That might have been my favorite one. Actually, the last one was pretty fire. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, man. You know, I like them. I like that dark stuff, man. Kind of more like that crying, soulful music. That's right up my alley, bro. That's definitely vibes all day. Let's see what the chat's thinking about it. Let's see what the
Shouts out to all my my diggers.
Mm-hmm.
Digging through a lot of old Japanese records and shit like that.
Hey, people saying story type beat. Love this. That sample's dope. This is dope. This is dope. A lot of this is dope, but it was. So yeah, that shit was fire.
Shit.
Hell yeah. So yeah, let's switch gears real quick from some of the production stuff that you're working on and these types of beats. You're showing some of the beats, and let's take it more to the rapping side. So before we play a video and play some stuff that you're rapping on, I was thinking we could challenge you to a little 16 bars, spit something live for us, maybe half English, half Japanese, 8 and 8, or if you want to do 16 and 16, man. I know people want to hear it live and in action, bro. I know I do too.
Damn, I gotta do it to him.
Yeah, you gotta do it to him, man.
Are we ready right now?
You ready? You go. Stage is yours, my friend.
All right, we already in the comments and everybody.
Yeah, chat. We all ready? There's a little delay. There's about a 5 to 10 second delay in the chat, so give them a second. They should be good though.
All good.
Man's gonna do it. He's gonna rip it. All right, we good, man. Do your thing.
Yo, I took a flight to the east. Nice Nikes on my feet, white rice in my teeth. Tea selling for the price, and I'm writing for the fee. Hater never would be talking if my mic wasn't he. Himitsu no mitsukaranai, wake wakaranai. Sakusha ga sakubu kaku kaki tomaranai. Archer target practice and talk, I'm knocking you traumatized. Katana fudatsu desasu miyachi samurai. Bitch, I ain't from China, never get that wrong. But if I was, they'd be calling me the Szechuan Don. If I was flowing out of soul, you know I'm getting them ones. I got that Asian dedication, American charm. Chokusetsu aitai nara daibu ni koi yo. Minasan chou tanoshimu to omou yo. Osama Miyachi maji de makenai yo. Aitaku naiteru, huh? I'm that boy, yo. It's Ken Miyachi in the zone. Pocket so fat, ice cream with the cone. That's it.
Yeah, woo. I wish I had like one of them automatic clappers that they do, like the talk show clappers and shit. That shit was fire, man. Guys, I hope you were digging that. Listen, man, that's you can front like you're the best rapper. You can act like, listen, if you ain't rapping in 2 languages, you ain't doing it. So you guys need to get on that Rosetta Stone. You need to get on something. You need to get a second language down. He called himself the Szechuan Don. Come on, guys. Stop it, man. You guys need to give Miyachi his respect. Nah, bro, that was fire, though, man. I appreciate you, bro. All right, cool. I'm gonna pull up the video, man, and before I play, just let the people know kind of what the song is. You know, obviously you're rapping on it in 2 languages. You made the beat, you said, and just let me pull it up real quick, and then you can kind of tell the people a little bit more background information. All right, let me just share my screen real quick. Okay. Can you see my screen? Should just be a black box.
Yep. Yes, sir. All right. So this is Wakarimasen.
Yep. So you want to just break down kind of what the video is about before I play it?
Yeah, for sure. This is a song called Wakarimasen, written and produced by your boy. Wakarimasen in Japanese means I don't understand. And in the chorus, what I'm saying is Eigo wakarimasen, which means I don't understand English. So with that being said,
let's get it. Let's play it.
Let's get it.
I'm gonna play a quick second. Let me know if you can hear. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah, let's let it rock then.
I just can't wait to get to Central Park and the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Honey, look, it's getting dark. Let's just go to the hotel and get some sleep. Who knows if we can even cross the street without getting mugged by some New Yorker?
Oh dear.
Honey, holy Christ. Where are we?
I don't know. They said it was a downtown location, convenient to the subways. I just didn't know there'd be so many
Asians.
Yeah, 英語わかりません。英語わかりません。アジアメリカ人。英語わかりません。宮地稼ぐダラ。I put this shit back in the yen。英語も忘れちゃった。I'm bringing it back to Japan。英語わかりません。英語わかりません。アジアメリカ人。英語わかりません。宮地稼ぐダラ。I put this shit back in the yen。英語も忘れちゃった。I'm bringing it back to Japan。今到着成田。汚れ物アメリカ前はマクドナルド今食べてるキャビア喋り方がキャビア髪かく雷や渋谷クラブ入りビアピ酒とキャリバー Yeah 上がる夢を見てるいつも通りシャンパンを開けて飲んでる水のようにどこにいたら渋谷立てて地図を読むニューヨーク帰ったら普通のアジア人に戻る英語何もわかりません俺の女は過酷人洋服ほとんど中国から今からパリ服を月間に確かにやね月間にってわかるよねアルバム終わったらあとすぐ国出る I'm a fuck up a check 滑らか with the flow Everybody on the flow どこでも出身 Everybody puff a draw ドープ欲しい人いるから僕エスコバルアルボポケットの中パスポート見つかるわけないよ、yeah、英語わかりません英語わかりませんアジアアメリカ人英語わかりません宮地稼ぐダラ I put this shit back in the yen 英語も忘れちゃった I'm bringing it back to Japan 英語わかりません英語わかりませんアジアアメリカ人英語わかりません宮地稼ぐダラ I put this shit back in the yen 英語も忘れちゃった I'm bringing it back to Japan Me no speak no English These fools who just see payment Them labels just see business I'm an NY child, my fitted head down to the brows I've been trying to make an imprint Cause my whole life was a misfit When the hoes back round cause they miss kid I'm getting back in my zone Made a new path for the wave, now I'm traveling home Most of the time I keep hands on my paper My head in the clouds, I can't answer the phone Most of be telling me that I'm a star Bitch, I'm the crew and the cast of the show Blowing up top of the Tokyo Tower My aura is powerful, speaking in tongues of my own 英語わかりません英語わかりませんアジアアメリカ人英語わかりません宮地稼ぐダラ I put this shit back in the yen 英語も忘れちゃった I'm bringing it back to Japan 英語わかりません英語わかりませんアジアアメリカ人英語わかりません宮地稼ぐダラ I put this shit back in the yen 英語も忘れちゃった I'm bringing it back to Japan
Yeah, amazing, bro. That joint is crazy to me. So guys, if you just tuned into the chat, he produced that record and he rapped in 2 languages on it, and probably had some creative influence on the video shoot done by Creative Outfit, who I saw in the chat. Shout out Alex, shout out PJ, shout out Megan, everybody over there. There's so many people over there. I don't know everybody's names off the top of my head, so I apologize if I didn't name you. But shout out to you guys. You did an incredible job with the video. But yeah, like walk us through the process of that track. So I know in the beginning of this segment, I asked you, how do you approach a record when you're writing it? and if you're producing it. So with this specifically, like, how did this track come about? Like, did you make the beat first, or did you have an idea in your head where you kind of were like, all right, this is what I want the song to be about, and then made the beat around that? How did this all come to fruition?
Yo, I mean, kind of similar to what I was saying before. Like, I was in the studio with my boy. We were fucking around. You know, I worked on this beat, set it aside for months. I brought it back up. Cats were like, yo, that beat is hot. I was finishing up an EP at the time, and I needed that last banger, that last hitter. And just kind of was searching for the right words through the flow, you know, and just Ego Wakarimasen came out. I don't understand English, and it just, the whole concept kind of came out after that. Like, so that's just history.
Who, and I got the most important question I'm sure everybody wants to know. Who were the parents, like the grown-ups in the beginning? Where did you get that from? Did you cast them?
Shouts out to my actors, yo. Yeah, no, they're just like Craigslist paid actors.
That's crazy, man. So, guys, I think this is a really interesting point. Not only one did he produce and rap on the track in 2 languages, but, you know, creativity is free, right? Like, you don't need $1 million equipment to make dope content. So I think it's important to hear that, you know, he reached out to people on Craigslist and got real actors in this video. And I'm sure, I mean, I'm not going to ask you how much it costs unless you want to give out that information. That's totally up to you. But I'm sure it's not anything that's going to probably break your pocket. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I mean. So it's something like that can take a video to the next level and make it more doable. What about the hotel? How did you get that worked out?
That was the most expensive part of the video cost.
Okay.
You know, that wasn't easy because like a lot of hotels turned me down. So I was like really searching through the fucking phone book for that situation, but it worked out because you know, it was basically just like, can I borrow your lobby for like an hour or two? You know what I mean? And like I mean, that was maybe like $2K, you know, at most. But it wasn't, you know, overall, you know, the cost of doing all that was much less than, you know, these cats with big budgets are doing. So
yeah,
yeah, man, it you know, that song, you know, luckily had the juice, and I came up with a concept that I felt was like could draw people in because it had a little comedy in the beginning. You know, I always like to add a little comedy, something to lighten it up, something to, you know, have so people could relate to the content. You know what I mean? So
bro, you killed it, man. You know, people in the comments are saying you killed it. I mean, that's just, you know, it's you're handling a lot of things on one track, you know, being the producer, being the artist, having some creative input, and, you know, really thinking out these videos. Is, I think everybody in this chat, including myself, can, you know, take a page out of your book of how you're doing things, guys and girls. Like, again, creativity is free. So I mean, maybe you don't get the hotel, maybe 2K isn't in your budget, but, you know, $100 for actors and some other things you can do are free just in general. So just, you know, when you're making videos too and creating visual content, just think outside the box, make sure it's something that not everybody's doing and has appeal, you know, because the video appealed to me because I'm like, what are these old white people doing in, you know, wherever they were, like in Chinatown or wherever they were. I didn't know where they were. And then, you know, and then when the way the beat comes in, it's just crazy, bro. That beat bangs, by the way. That is definitely a slapper.
Thank you, man. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, just on what you're saying, like, sometimes it's not enough to just be like nice. Unfortunately, you know what I mean? In this day and age, like, you could be the nicest producer, you could be the nicest rapper. If you don't put yourself out there in a way that's appealing to people, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you may never get the recognition that you deserve, you know? So it's always nice to have that extra thing where it's like, oh, I make hot ass beats and I make funny videos out of me making hot ass beats, or I rap and I like have videos that, like, you know, something that just like is the hook. So then people can come in, you know, then they peep your shit after a while. They're like, oh, I fuck with it, you know? Oh, now I'm a fan.
What's your opinion on this? So someone in the comments said, Where'd it go? He said, Jesus, you could have bought Nexus 3 with all presets for that price. So I guess he's referring to the hotel cost for the video. What which could be facts. You know what I mean? He's probably right. I don't know. I don't have Nexus. I don't really know how much with all the presets cost. As right. I don't make beats like that. But what's your counter to that, man? Because I know what my counter would be, but I'm curious to be like, yes, facts. Like you probably could, but what was the benefit, in your opinion, of spending that money up front and creating such a, in my opinion, a visual masterpiece? You know what I mean? Because you got to understand, like a lot of these majors and a lot of big artists are spending thousands and thousands, back in the day, millions of dollars on music videos. So yeah, to me, $2,000 isn't crazy for a piece of creative content that can be marketed forever. And it's really gonna get people to tune in. So I mean, what do you think? What's your counter to that? Like, why you would spend $2,000 on that, but not, maybe you do have Nexus 3 already with all the presets. Maybe that's why he didn't buy it. But you know what I'm saying? But if you didn't, what would be the counter to that?
Well, I mean, like, to each his own, you know, like it's True. Really all about, you know, for me, you know, execution is the most important thing. Once I made that song, I knew I had to execute on the video in the biggest way. You know what I'm saying? And looking back on it, I mean, I don't think, because, you know, shouts to Creative Outfit and everything, you know, we had talented people working on that video, you know, but like at the same time, like, you know, none of us were, you know, super experts on how to create the hottest Japanese American rap video possible, you know what I'm saying? So going back, like, could I have directed certain things better? Could I have made certain decisions better? Maybe, maybe not, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, I needed to execute on that song in that moment, you know what I mean? And for me, that was carrying out this like concept of me being this silly ass hotel clerk that doesn't speak English, you know what I'm saying? That's just
it's dope, man.
That's just the way it came about, you know? So
yeah, and I think the other point too is, man, if you decided to say, hey, I'm gonna take this money and go get Nexus 3 with all the presets, we may not be having this conversation.
Right.
Here,
investing in the long term, I got, you know, if I don't get this sauce out, you know, I'm not going to be able to reap the benefits long term of, you know.
Yeah, and let's not front, man. Like, let's keep it 100% here and fully transparent. Like, there is risks in this business, man. You know what I mean? You could have dropped that 2K on that video and or just, I mean, on the hotel and all the other things that added up, and now you're $5,000 in the hole and the shit flops.
For sure.
It's a risk, man. But again, you're banking on yourself. If you can't bank on yourself and you can't invest in yourself, nobody else is going to want to invest in you. So confidence and creativity and having that outlook is really, really important. I just want people to kind of soak that in, because I come across a lot of creatives that are just scared. They talk themselves out of doing stuff. And I know money obviously is, listen, we're going through a crazy time. People are having trouble paying bills. I get it. That's not what I'm saying. But my overall point is sometimes you do have to take those risks. Obviously calculated. You don't want to just take risks to take them, calculated, but you have to bet on yourself. Because nobody else is going to bet on you, especially if you don't bet on yourself. So I applaud you for doing that, man. And, you know, thanks for the question too, because it's a factual question. You know what I mean? Like, shit,
no, it's true.
I'd rather just spend that money on more equipment or whatever they need. So,
right. And people might be going through times right now where it's like, oh shit, I couldn't get the expensive plugin or the hardware that, you know, I was hoping to get because of, you know, whatever financial situation that people might be in, you know. It's just a time for people to get more creative, I think, you know, like,
yeah,
whenever our limitations are put on people, sometimes that's when the most creative, most amazing art, you know, comes out of it. You know what I'm saying? We're all trapped in these four walls right now. Like, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to find your hustle? You know? So it's always an opportunity when you got restrictions, you know?
Speaking of being trapped in these four walls, so like, you just been cooking up inside, huh? Like, what's your equipment look like? You showed us the mic and the stand with the.
That's what I'm saying,
with
man.
The windscreen. What else you got in there?
Really nothing special, man. I'm keeping it very simple right now.
Don't you have a keyboard or something? Yeah, I was gonna say you had some keyboards back there.
MIDI keyboard. This is, you know,
okay.
This is like $100. This is, you know, I'll sometimes I'll plug a little. I got maybe a couple little synths None of them are like those like Nord like thousands of dollar Johns. You know, otherwise like I'm using Omnisphere or Native Instruments in the box. You know, I got KRKs. It's, you know, I've been saving up, man, to upgrade one day, but for now, like it's like I don't need more than I got right now. You know, I was still able to make the songs that I come out with the shit that I have. So
yeah,
right now I'm keeping it minimal and just, you know, using what I got.
I hear that, man. Shout out to Cenobite. Cenobite in the house. He's in the chat. I see him.
Oh hell yeah! Shouts to Cenobite, dangerous producer.
Yeah, super dope, man. We still need to get him acclimated on BeatStars more too, man.
Absolutely.
I know. I think he might have made an account. I might be wrong. I don't know. But either way, we definitely gotta get him on there, man. Super dope. I've always been a fan.
He's hiding too much heat, man.
Exactly. That's, you gotta get it out. You gotta get it out, man. See if there's any more questions in the chat here. Everybody says true, true, yeah, yeah. There's one guy who says not true. I don't know what wasn't true, but shout out to you for your opinion. Yeah, man. Guys, any questions for Miyachi? I mean, if you guys have been here, if you're just tuning in, I see some more people coming in, but you know, Miyachi is a bilingual rapper, raps in Japanese and English. He's a producer. He's also an audio engineer. Currently signed to Sony Japan. He's, you know, been showing us some of his beats, played a couple of his tracks that he's actually produced and rapped on. But yeah, if you guys have any questions for him, I think this is a very unique experience to talk to someone who kind of does all these things and in a successful manner too. You know, he's been successful with his production, successful with, you know, his music overall. So yeah, so we asked Jay Rigo, we asked that earlier, does he always make his own beats? No, he doesn't. So Cenobite, we just were shouting out, he's actually in here. He just did his latest single that just dropped last week, right?
Yes,
last week
sir.
or like, okay.
New single 2 weeks ago, new single called MIYACHI, that means every day in Japanese, out on all platforms. Definitely check it.
Yeah, so Jay Rigo, he doesn't you know, make all his own beats, and that's something we touched on the beginning. You might have missed it, but yeah, it's just more of, I asked him kind of how his creative process was, how he, you know, decided on what he wanted to rap on, what he wanted to give away. Cause you know, you just don't make beats and rap on them too. You give them to other people too. So it's the same thing. So it's like, you know, you're making beats, you're giving them to people, you're making beats, you're rapping on them, you're getting beats from other people and rapping on them. So it's kind of like this whole circle of ways of creating and collaborating, which is really, really dope to me. Let's see, what's a piece of advice Miyachi received from someone that has stuck with him to this day? Here's a question for you. So anything that stuck out to you over the last 4 to 5 years, man, since you really got started and then progressed, or maybe not a piece of advice, or maybe a lesson you've learned, man, because I know, you know what I mean, you've been all over the world. You're in Japan for a while. Anything you kind of learned that you want to share that maybe could help somebody?
I would just say originality and consistency wins, man. Like I think through rapping in Japanese and English and through finding my like vibe and energy, like I found the way to be the most myself, you know? Not saying that other, you know, Japanese American rappers might not come along. You know, we got a lot of Asian American talent, but like just me being me, you know, and trying to provide something that's as unique as possible, you know. Like I know a lot of rappers and a lot of producers will you know, be inspired by what's going on today, and that's a good thing, but you know, but it's also about like taking everything in and then finding like your own format, finding your own sauce, you know, making your own recipes.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right, man. Something I tell people all the time is no matter what you do, in some capacity, if you are successful or even starting to become successful and you're on your way to becoming even more successful, you are always, there's nobody in this world who doesn't go through this, are going to receive some type of negative feedback or some type of, you know, as we call it, hate or haters, or just people just don't like you for whatever reason it is. You can't appease everybody, right? So since that's a fact, in my opinion, since you're, no matter what you do, even if you're not yourself and you're trying to put on this image and portray this image of, a different person or have a different sound than you're truly want to make, why not just do what you want to do? At the end of the day, you're going to get negative feedback with whatever you do. So you might as well be yourself in the process, right?
Right.
Then you really know who's rocking with you and not rocking with you. Because if you're just trying to make music for, I'm not going to say the wrong reasons, because I don't want to put that put that on that, but like if you're just making music because you feel like that's what people want, or you feel like that's what's in, or that's what's trendy, at the end of the day, I tell people just make the music that makes them happy and be yourself. And that goes back to your point, because no matter what you do, you're still going to get negative feedback. So you might as well get it on the shit you love doing. So
right.
I think it's great advice. I think it's just all about being unique and being creative and just being yourself, because there's a lane for everything. Like literally everything. There's a fan base for everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you don't want to be just another fish in the sea, man. You want to be a shark out here. You want to you want to really you want to separate yourself.
Yep. People are asking who are some of the producers that kind of inspired you growing up? I know you mentioned Dilla earlier. Rest in peace, Dilla, one of the greatest producers of all time, in my opinion, as well. Gotcha. But anybody else that really sticks out to you that really helped influence your sound, or just even influence you to get started making music,
Yeah, I mean, Madlib for sure. All those MF Doom collabs, all the Pinata shit, the Freddie Gibb collabs, all those beats, Alchemist. Like I said, coming from New York, we were definitely bumping, Mobb Deep and Havoc and DJ Premier and all that shit. So Gangstar. Yeah. So, all the New York producers, Havoc, Alchemist, DJ Premier, fucking DITC, all that shit was the foundations, man.
Oh hell yeah, man. Me too, bro. Sure. I still got vinyls of DITC, bro. All sorts of vinyls. Yeah, when I used to DJ when I was younger, man, I used to dig for records, man, and DITC was my shit, man. Shout out to them, Primo, everybody, man. There's another question I saw a little bit up above. It was somebody asking, do you have any big placements, I guess? And I don't know if this question I'm not gonna say it doesn't make sense, but I mean, I know you work with a lot of people over in Japan and stuff, so people in here might not be familiar with people you've worked with who may be huge. You're huge, in my opinion, over there. You know what I mean? I see all the stuff you're doing, going on TV, rocking out huge crowds. It's just crazy to me. But anybody, maybe significant in the US market, people are just asking if you've collabed with anybody big, but
I mean, yeah, in terms of as a producer, I can't say I have a big notable placement as of yet. I look forward to it, but yeah, I mean, in terms of collaborations with other artists, thus far I've worked with people like Jay Park.
Dope.
In Japan I worked with Verbal, who was part of the Teriyaki Boys back in the day. I just put out a song with Matt Ox. I got a few features coming.
Okay.
So we got a few things in the works. Yeah, but admittingly, I haven't really, getting placements hasn't been my main focus ever since I, kind of came up on the rap scene. So,
yeah, and
something I want to shift my focus to at some point, but
yeah,
just trying to balance everything right now.
But I mean, you've been super successful, man, and just to say you don't, the stereotypical big placement that people are always asking about, and I get this question a lot in different chats and a lot of groups when I'm doing stuff like this, and I tell people all the time, man, I know people who have no placements and they're living comfortably, and I know people with Grammys and they're working at Home Depot, not specifically at Home Depot. I just use that as the analogy, but they're literally working 9 to 5 jobs. So
right.
Listen. Placements at the end of the day don't make or break you. Are they great and helpful most of the time? Sure. Especially if you work out a great deal. But if you can build an audience and a fan base for yourself that's loyal to you, and you really connect with them, and you take the time to nurture that audience and really build with them and grow with them, and you're true to your art and your form, Dude, you're always going to be successful because those people will always be there for you when you perform, when you put out content, you put out merch. So it's really about, at the end of the day, it's about connecting with fans, man. And I feel like you've done a great job with that. And I think everybody in the chat should take that advice, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, if you don't have fans, like, nothing else matters. You know what I'm saying? That's who should be the most important people in your eyes. So yeah, shout out to my dog barking in the background. I apologize about that. But I got 3 pug mixes, but yeah, they're just being crazy. But yeah, who else? Let's see. I thought I saw another question too. Does he perform out there? Extra Life. I just came in. So yeah, he's out in New York right now. But he has performed out in New York, obviously, when COVID wasn't happening. But you were doing a majority of your stuff overseas in Japan, right? You were rocking. I think I remember you sent me a picture, bro, and you were rocking a crowd of like 10 or 20,000 people. I don't know what it was. I just remember you coming out, and it was bananas. Like, it looked like it was like Rolling Loud or something. Like, what was that?
I mean, not to brag at all. There's been a couple
brag
of
away.
Cases. So that I don't remember which one that is. I mean, I've done over there. I've had the opportunity to do some big shows for artists out there who sell out stadiums. So like, I was on their song, and they did their tour. So they're doing stadiums. They're doing like 50, 60,000 people. So that experience was crazy. I performed at Ultra. So that might have been what you were talking about.
Yeah, somebody just put Ultra in the chat. DJ Hasai. I don't know my glasses on. Sorry, I can't see too good. I don't know if you know wwho that is, but he knew. He said it before you even answered.
Word. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe he saw you there.
I may know. I don't know, but yeah. I performed at Ultra in Japan, in Tokyo.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, had a there's probably a couple more of those experiences over there, but yeah, I perform in New York as well. I've been performing in Philly here and there, so we're definitely trying to expand over to the States.
Hell yeah, man.
Starting, as soon as we can get back rolling with that.
Hey man, well, we're hoping we can help with that, bro. We're huge fans over here at BeatStars. Obviously, I am personally, but I know the rest of the BeatStars staff rocks with you. We're hoping to do some really dope things with you, man. I know you were on the platform years ago when we kind of first met. I'd love to get you back on there, more acclimated back on there, show you around, and get some of your beats. I'm sure a lot of people in chat would love to cop some of your beats or possibly collab. Like that's what BeatStars is built around, the collab aspect. So
we could work together on bringing this shit over to the Japan, to letting all these Japanese producers know.
Hell yeah, man.
Talk about that later.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. That's a definite, man. That's definitely gonna happen. Yeah. That's dope. But yeah, no, man, I appreciate you doing the session with us, showing some of your beats, showing some of the tracks you've worked on, giving us some insight on your creative processes. Guys, girls, everybody in the chats, if you have any more questions, get them in now. MIYACHI, let them know what you're working on though. Like what's coming up. I know you just released a track last week you touched on, but like what's coming up? What's coming up from MIYACHI the next? Let's pretend that quarantine is over tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like what's the goal gonna be for MIYACHI? To hit the streets running.
Oh, if quarantine's over tomorrow, shit. I mean, we going crazy. But the MIYACHI single that I put out about 2 weeks ago, I got something planned in terms of remixes coming up this month. So I'm excited about that. So I plan on dropping a hefty amount of content this month.
Hell yeah.
On top of that, I got an EP coming on the way. I haven't really announced that, but we'll just keep that.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a little project coming out with my man Matt Cab over in Tokyo, big producer over there.
Matt Cab, why does that sound so familiar? Is he from Philly originally?
No, he's from the Bay actually, but he is a super talented producer who's worked with the biggest acts in Japan. He's put out really big records. And he definitely has placements with notable American artists too.
Is his grandfather like a famous musician or something? I might be thinking of somebody totally different.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like I know that name, and I met that person at an iStandard show like 8-9 years ago. Like it was a while ago in Philly. I might be thinking of something totally different.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's been on the East Coast in May because he's been in Tokyo. But
got it. Okay.
But yeah, shouts to Matt Cab. So I got a project on the way, and you know, shit. If we're outside, like I'm doing shows, you know, all over. You know, hopefully that'll be able to happen. In the time being, though, man, like I'm just hustling. I'm ordering this merch. I'm getting these tracks done. I'm just like I'm putting content out every month, like no matter what. And just like just staying ahead, you know, trying to stay 3 moves ahead at all times.
Where can people find you then on social media or your website, and where can you get that merch you're talking about too?
Everything is King Miyachi. So Instagram, the handle at King KINGMIYACHI. My website is also www.kingmiyachi.com. YouTube, Miyachi Official. Twitter,
60,000 subs I saw on YouTube.
We getting there. We getting up
Bro,
there.
I remember
that YouTube plaque, man.
Bro, I remember I think making your channel at my crib like 4 or 5 years ago, or maybe you didn't make it there, but I think you like were literally just there was nothing up there yet. So it's just bro, it's incredible. I've seen it with Tech, I've seen it with you, a few other people I worked with over, you know, before I came on BStars full time. I've been at BStars for 7 or 8 years, been full time about 3. So when we were first talking and working, I was still having my marketing agency. So I worked with a lot of different people, but you and Tech definitely, man, were 2 people that just.
I mean, it's the same with you,
holy
man.
Shit, man.
That's like, what was BeatStars at that time? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I was part time, man. I wasn't even full time yet. The workload didn't call for. I mean, I guess it would have called for me, but it was just so much other stuff going on. I think I was working on the reality show still at that point, and maybe no, I think that was right after that. But there was a lot of stuff going on, man. But now I'm shit, man. Listen, everything happens for a reason, bro. I believe in fate and karma. I believe in all that stuff. It's real.
Best feeling is when we all come up, man.
No, that's it, and it's dope, man. Something I was really quick I want to touch on before we head out is it's just relationships and just treating people with respect and just being a decent fucking human being in general. Because, you know, a lot of things could have happened in the last 4 or 5 years between me and you, but we've always kept in touch. It's never been on some, yo, you owe me this, or yo, you owe me that, or yo, can you do this for me? It's always just been love and respect, bro. And I appreciate you for that. And that's going to take you far. Simple and plain, because that's been my motto for 15 plus years I've been in this game, man. I have really no bad blood with anybody except for a couple scammers, but you know what I'm saying? But in general, yeah. So yeah, like bringing up your point of where was BeatStars a couple years ago. Yeah, I mean, we were definitely working, man. Like I said, I think I was still part-time, and a lot has changed, obviously, in a little bit of time. You know, Old Town Road took off. Now we just announced a Sony deal, and there's a lot that went into it. But I mean, it goes for everybody. This isn't an overnight thing. Like, so just don't burn bridges. Be cool and respectful to people, and we're all human beings at the end of the day. You gotta treat people the way you want to be treated. So I think that's just a lesson I feel like people can kind of take to heart and really think about. So
100%.
But yeah, man, but I appreciate you, bro. Again, guys, check him out, King Miyachi, on all socials. He's got merch out. He's got dope music. Go follow him. We're gonna have to bring you back though, man. I see some people asking to see you cooking up. We're gonna have to bring you back on a show. Maybe the Beat Banner with me and Dream Life Beats on a Wednesday night in the coming weeks, or something else. We got to figure it out, man. Because I know people are interested. Hell yeah. So
yeah, we still got to do that other thing too. I'm really excited to do more with y'all. So
hell yeah, man. There's gonna be a lot more coming with you know, BeatStars and Miyachi for sure. We're a huge fan. But yeah, we appreciate you, bro. Enjoy the beautiful day. Try to get outside as much as you can. Stay 6 feet apart. Don't touch nobody. Be safe. Wear your mask.
You too, man.
Yeah. But everybody in the chat, thank you so much for rocking out with us. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this conversation with Miyachi. You got to check out some of his music. Go support him. Go stream him. Go buy his merch. He's doing it from the muscle. So salute to you, bro. Thanks again, and let's talk soon, man. Stay safe out there, everybody in chat.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thanks, brother. Peace.